How's it going, Broncos? I am Wayne Bond, Career Development Specialist for Western Michigan University, and I welcome each and every one of you to the Re-Entry Workshop. This is going to be a partnership between Study Abroad as well as Career and Student Employment Services to help you really understand and get the grasp of where you're coming from when you return home with the skills, knowledge, and experiences that you had when you were studying abroad. This is going to be a nice way of being able to center a lot of your thoughts as we go into this, as well as being able to understand where you could take the skills and your talents and place them into prospective instances, being able to use them for resumes and interviews as you move forward into your career. So please pay attention. This is a video, so you can rewind it, watch it back, but above all else, get ready to learn. Let's jump in. So, with this, we are going to be jumping into the real nitty-gritty of understanding what you're going to be able to understand and know as you come back and re-enter the university. Breaking down a little bit more of what's going to be going over in this workshop, we're going to be talking about the 30-second interview, which is a way to introduce yourself and understand what types of instances you really want to bring to the forefront when interacting with potential employers. We're going to talk about the NACE career competencies, which allows you to understand really what employers are looking for. And then we're going to break down resumes, understanding what we can take from that and where we can move forward, as well as understanding social media in your career. We'll talk briefly about WMU Handshake, as well as how to articulate your skill set and the things that you've learned in more or less more appropriate places, as well as going over helpful resources. Let's jump in. First, really would like for you to think, how do you introduce yourself to other people? Is it a quick hello and then walk away? Do you understand what you would like to put forth about yourself, basically that first step forward? And do you understand the nuances of firm handshakes, looking people in the eye when you introduce yourself, and trying your best to put your best foot forward? These may seem very simplistic. However, when interacting with people, especially potential employers, these are aspects of yourself you really want to understand and identify how to best move forward with. In regards to interacting with other people, 30-second commercial is going to be the best start. This is going to be found on page 14, and it's going to provide for you a framework for how you can understand and articulate yourself and your ideas and thoughts as you move forward. Keep in mind that this is simply a template. So we highly encourage everyone to fill this out to the best of their abilities, and then as you read through, make the necessary changes that you feel would make it more comfortable for you to move forward with this. For example, I necessarily wouldn't say my name and then what my interests are and what that is. I might just do this. My name is Wayne. These are the skills I bring to the table. These are the experiences, and I might have a question for them because that's how I approach interacting with people. These are opportunities that can be taken advantage of during networking events, as well as skills that can be used in career fairs when you have a lot of people moving around and you want to introduce and interact to the best of your abilities. So as you move forward, the 30-second commercial is going to be very crucial in wanting to articulate and decide for yourself a framework for how you want to articulate yourself and your skills. After this, we do want to talk about really what employers are looking for. And through this, we have the NACE career competencies. For those who may not know, NACE is the National Association of Colleges and Employers. And what has happened is with different generations, especially the millennial generation, there seemed to develop a disconnect and a gap between what students really came out of college understanding about the workplace and what individuals in the workplace were really looking for out of their graduates. A task force was put together to try their best to represent all different majors and fields. So you would imagine that there would be hundreds of thousands of things that employers are looking for, when in fact, there are only 8. As students within Study Abroad, this is very important to understand because these are different nuances and experiences that anyone has had through their study abroad experiences. For example, critical thinking and problem solving, maybe missing a bus stop in a location where you're not familiar with, oral and written communication, having to use a language or even a non-oral language to be able to get a message across in a location where you may be a little lost. Teamwork and collaboration, working within your groups to understand where you want to go for the day, what types of tasks need to be involved, and how you move forward. Digital technology, understanding presentations, of course, understanding how to interact with people from across the world, whether it be family and different things like that, are ways and experiences that can help you deepen your understanding of your career. Within leadership, being able to take charge or even back up individuals is also a sign of leadership. And there are many times throughout a study abroad experience when you're able to take the lead or initiate or back someone up who has taken the lead. Professionalism and work ethic. What aspects of that study abroad experience stood out to you? Was it a trip for a particular field? What are the differences between that field and an American style of the field? These are comparisons when in an interview are able to articulate how you understand this system and how you can make it more efficient with the use of the American work environment. We also have career management. Being able to go on these study abroad adventures allows for individuals to be able to understand their future a lot better. And of course, global and intercultural fluency, which is the essence of studying abroad. Next, we are going to touch briefly on resumes. And really, what a resume is needed is it's your best foot forward. It's a way to get your foot inside the door in the quickest and most efficient way. Ways of getting your resumes noticed. Doing your research into the company and finding out what their mission and vision statement is, and using keywords from that to be implemented into your resume. Please never use the template. Keep in mind that with many jobs, there's going to be hundreds of people potentially applying. If everyone had the same idea as you, then you're just one of 20, 30, or even 40 people who have the same style of resume. And unfortunately, in those situations, it's a lot harder to stand out when everyone's resume looks alike. Doing things like keeping resume on lighter paper, just because with many organizations, they make copies. And the darker the paper, the harder it is to be able to see your information. Being able to make sure that your paper matches, as well as if you're mailing it, be sure to include it in a 9x12 envelope instead of folding it up. And definitely use paper clips instead of stapling them. Sections of your resume, pretty going to be straightforward. Even if you're looking to go to graduate school and create a cover letter, a resume is a shortened cover letter. Or curriculum vitae, Parts include contact identification, objective, education, as well as work history. And then all the amazing things that you've been able to do that you feel allows you to grow in a more professional light. With contact identification, name, number, and phone number is needed. However, please be sure to include a professional style email address. Objective, a 1 to 2 sentence explanation on who you are, why you're amazing, and what traits you bring to the position. With education, you would like to set it up in a similar style, including your study abroad trip, which would then be located right beneath. For those going to graduate school, you would put your master's program above. For those who may have come from a community college, you would put that below. How it works is the most recent always comes first. That same format works with work and professional as well. So, with your jobs and your internships and your volunteer experience, you would put them in order from most recent and then on down. Keep in mind, if you have a large block of just experiences and you want to be able to break them down further, you can do that into a work and professional experience, where work would be anything, any job that you may have had, and professional experience includes any type of volunteering you may have within your field, any type of job shadowing, internship, externship, practicum, as well as volunteering in the field, as well as assisting with research in the field. That all, and your study abroad experience too, all can fit within your professional experience. Following up, it is always good to be able to insert different instances of leadership and interaction. So being able to put your activities and affiliations, as well as understanding that there are aspects of resumes that shouldn't, of information that shouldn't be included in resumes. For instance, age, someone's height, weight, marital status. These are general things that, when asked during a resume, it should be avoided. References are also important. These can be between 3 to 5 individuals who can act as a reference for you. Keep in mind that references are very, very different from letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation generally take 2 to 3 months, and you have to ask a person, especially a faculty member, quite early in order for them to be able to get that to you in a proper time. Please keep in mind that it's 2021 and you have a digital footprint. I can almost guarantee you that no matter what you apply for or register for, you will be Googled. So please make sure that the social media footprint that you are leaving is one that represents a person that you want to have out there. Now, understanding what else is out there for you. ONET is a good way of being able to understand what avenues are out there. Hello West Michigan is a very good entity for being able to understand internships. And then Western's preferred job search mechanism, Handshake, also is applicable for you. In order to reach Handshake, wmish.joinhandshake.com/login. It works perfectly. And then you'll have access to resources with us, as well as the community feature, and of course, finding jobs and internships. Before we leave today, we do want to play a quick game. Who said it best? This is going to be a fun activity in understanding, okay, how do I talk about my experiences while studying abroad in a working environment? So here we have question 1. How did your study abroad experience help you prepare to work here? I'm going to go through these next very quickly, and just be sure to write down which you think is going to be the proper response, whether it's A or B. So in answer to the question, how did your study abroad experience help you prepare to work here? For A, during my time in Ecuador, I was able to learn the various ways of working with groups and the importance of having everyone understand the process. Or, I saw some beautiful locations that inspired me to protect the environment. Well, while this is nice, this is a much more concise way of being able to tell what you learned and what you're going to be able to do from it, okay? Because that's what employers are looking for. On to the next question. What experiences did you get from interacting with different cultures during your study abroad experience? Interesting. Now we have A, I learned how to travel around and what places were more designed for tourists. Sounds kind of nice. Or B, in interacting with many different people, I learned various ways of approaching and interacting with cultures different from myself. I believe this experience will assist me in integrating with the constructive environment here. Well, that sounds lovely, but number B is much more concise and is much more dedicated to the aspect of This is what I can do here with what I learned. Onward to interview question 3. What did you learn from your time with study abroad? Now we have A. I now know a lot of new friends from across the globe. Sounds pretty cool, I guess. Or B. In my time abroad, I now know that people are much different from what they may be shown in the media. It takes experiencing new places to learn about people, and this is a trait I will bring in working here. Bravo! A way of being able to articulate this is who I am and what I bring to the table, and the nuance of the skills that I can bring. As we wrap up, always know that in your Handshake account, you can set up times to meet with myself and my colleagues, as well as you can reach us through the bookings portal. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at wayne.l.bond@wmich.edu. Well, that's been all for today. Again, I'm Wayne Bond with Career and Student Employment Services. I hope this has been very, very useful, and I hope you all take care. Take care, Broncos. Bye-bye.